Start. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, I'm sitting down with two people whose story genuinely stopped me in my tracks, Rachel and Daniel Wu. On paper, you'd call them accountants. Daniel spent years inside giants like PwC, Ernst & Young, and Deloitte, managing portfolios for trillion-dollar companies. Rachel has worn just about every hat there is. Teacher, missionary, mother, wife, before becoming a business and life coach. Together, they now run an accounting and coaching firm built on something most accountants never talk about. 5 pillars that go far beyond compliance, tax planning, business consulting, coaching, and fractional CFO work. All designed to help business owners stop just surviving their numbers and start thriving because of them. But here's what really got me. Before any of that, Rachel and Daniel were missionaries. They traveled to over 23 countries into remote villages with no running water, no electricity, and nothing most of us could not imagine going without. When the money they had brought ran out, they didn't walk away. They sold their wedding jewelry. Jewelry that in their culture is never sold, only passed down to keep helping. Out of that experience came a hard truth that reshaped their entire path. The only lasting way out of poverty is business and education. That's the belief that eventually turned two missionaries into entrepreneurs, and today, an accounting firm into something closer to a mission. In this conversation, we go deep into imposter syndrome, into rebuilding your definition of success, into mindset shifts, decluttering the noise in your head, and what it really means to outgrow an old version of yourself. It's honest, it's moving, and at more than one point, I found myself without words. So, without further delay, here is my conversation with Rachel and Daniel Wu. Hello and welcome to my show today, Rachel and Daniel. I'm so glad to have you here. I am so thrilled.
Thank you so much, Swati, for this invitation. We were so looking forward to it.
I really want to hear your stories. This podcast is all about how did you become the person you became today?
Amazing.
So, let's first begin with who are you? Who am I talking to today? Please
Yeah,
let us
who are
know
you?
who you both
Gentlemen
are.
first.
Gentleman first.
Yeah.
Okay. What can I say? I'm an accountant. Yeah. I used to work for PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst & Young, and Deloitte. I used to work with trillion-dollar companies. Yeah, that was my client portfolio, and I learned a lot. And since then, we decided to. Well, I decided to get together with my wife to start the accounting business. Why? Because we can bring that kind of knowledge to help individuals, small businesses, and so that they can get ahead in life. And that's the whole purpose of that. But yeah, so that's part of who I am. And
Yeah,
Rachel?
I'm Rachel. I am a business coach, life coach, and I have been many things. Foremost, I think I'm a mom, wife, and I've been many things actually in my life. Like I was a teacher, a missionary for my charity work, and so on. So yeah, but now I am a business coach and accounting firm business owner. What else? Yeah,
So,
that's it.
accounting firm, who do you help in your firm?
Yeah, we support small business owners, and when I say small, up to 2 mil, 1 mil, 2 mil, and we do compliance work, so filing accounts, but we also offer tax planning, tax advisory, and yeah, what else do we do?
Yeah. That's interesting actually, because we do have a 5-pillar system. Compliance is what everyone kind of tends to think about accountants, and which is annual filings, and to be honest, no business makes any money on that. You just have to do it,
It's
right?
boring.
And it's very boring. It's all the bookkeeping. We don't like it ourselves, which is why we have staff to do that. Yeah,
Oops.
and the only person who benefits from the compliance is HMRC, right? But we have other pillars, and that will be tax planning, because we can actually save money for our clients. We have the business consulting, which is our management accounts, that type of
Yeah,
thing, to
management
help
account. Yeah.
individuals and small businesses to start looking forward, not looking backwards, because compliance is all historical. What's done is done, right? Mistakes are done, perhaps, right? So we want to do more proactive and forward looking. So we provide that service, as well as business coaching. We provide that as well, because a lot of business owners have a great skill, but they don't know how to develop a business. Yeah, they're not business people, so you have to mold them into that. Yeah, and the last one we offer is a fractional CFO, and they are for larger companies that need a strategic guidance and direction, instead of getting lost along the way, because they've grown to a certain size. But how do we double the income? How do we reach more people, and how do we scale up? So that's
That's
an
very
exciting service that
interesting.
we offer now.
Yeah. So
Wow.
while we are doing accounting business, obviously that's our main business. We get to speak to so many business owners, and I found out they are all suffering. And 80% of them do not even know whether they are making profit or loss. Then I was like, what? So what? Well, I've been on the high street. I was running 4 franchise businesses as well. I know just too well how hard we all were out there, got off and pay tax, pay staff, and this and that. By the end of month, how much is left? Exactly. So from that pain point, I thought, okay, maybe there might be something that I can help with, right? So this our passion really to see our clients to thrive. When we do only like compliance, it feels like it's not enough. What we really want to do is really supporting them, you know, with numbers, not only with numbers but emotionally, that we can bring in structure and strategy so that they can, thrive out there. So that's what we're doing.
I
So
am
from that on.
totally with you on this, because that is something I struggle with as well. When I see the
Oh,
numbers,
we
I'm
all
like,
do.
oh my God, not again.
We all do, right? We work so hard and then come back. So if you would have to look into those numbers, it is so painful, isn't it? So that's what
Absolutely.
we are here for, to
That
support.
is amazing.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about your life journey before we dive further back into your work journey.
Yeah.
Tell us about if you had to tell your life story through the lessons it taught you, what would make the cut?
Well, long time ago. Now we won't go as far as that, because after university, basically, I had a passion, and I became a missionary. Yeah, to help people, because I think that what's the purpose of life in the
You've
end?
studied
Yeah,
accounting, haven't you?
yeah. I studied accounting, but I became a missionary straight after, because my heart was desire was actually help people, and so I did that for 10 years, and then I met my wife, yeah, and I fell in love, of course, and we had a family, a baby, and I thought, okay, we need to pivot now, yeah, and change direction. So that's when I joined the PwC large firm, and started to retrain on certain aspects of my life there, and I learned a lot of skills in that. And today, I'm just still doing the same thing. I'm helping people, which is why it gives me fulfillment in what I do today, because I don't see clients as a number. Yeah, I see them as individuals. I see them as a family. And if I can help that individual, I help that family. And if I can help that individual and business owner, that means they have to employ other people, right? So they will help other families. So I see, okay, there's a wider scope here that I can help more people by just helping the one that's on high street at the moment. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, my story is I was born in South Korea, and I grew up in a really good background. My father was very renowned professor, and yeah, nothing was lacking on the outside. Nothing was lacking. I had very miserable childhood. I will not go deep into that right now. However, well, so it was family tradition to be sent abroad to study, and everybody went to US, but I went to Germany alone. And while I was studying, I felt the strong conviction and calling to become a missionary. And it, the passion was so burning in my heart that I thought either I do that or I die. So then I told my parents, and they didn't accept that. So lots of trouble there. But anyway, so I became a missionary. Yeah, I was studying in Germany, music, history of art, and education, and I became a I got a calling. And then I met him. So
So where did you guys meet? How did you guys meet?
Germany it was in big event.
Mhm.
Yeah, I met him. Then what? And then I came to England. I became a music teacher. I was doing masters and PhD. I haven't finished, but 2 years of PhD. Then that calling came very intensively again. So I thought, okay, I need to do that. So I became a missionary. So traveled over 23 countries, mostly remote villages where people have nothing, not even running water for whole villages. So at the beginning, I didn't have any supporter. So I sold everything, literally, literally whatever is not nailed, we sold. So
That
yeah,
is so inspiring.
voluntarily we were very poor because we gave out everything, but no matter how much you give, it was never enough. And it was so heartbreaking to see, how people are living way below their dignity, human dignity. And and if you pour out all the finances within 2 weeks, same people would come back to you and or more. So I thought, well, I need to do something about this. I came back home and I would cry like, oh, I cried like crazy because I was thinking about these eyes, those people, right? So I thought, okay. And then COVID hit anyway, so I couldn't travel anymore. So we thought, okay, let's start doing business. And that's when we opened this business. And since then, so I went out and did another business, and I made my first million within 3 years. The
Wow.
rest is the history.
Yeah, but interestingly enough, though, because we have a passion of something, you just have to go for it. Yeah, and it's really hard to explain when it's like a burning desire to help someone to do what you really is meaningful in your life. Yeah, and like when we went on one of those mission trips, we sold out jewelry. Yeah, and it's like the wedding jewelry. You know
My
how
mom's jewelry, my grandma.
it's the wedding jewelry. You don't sell that. Yeah, in our tradition, in our
Yeah,
culture, you don't.
you have
That's
to
only
pass
for
down.
large
Yeah.
emergencies. You pass down that as inheritance. But to sell that, it was obviously painful. But your passion was big on that. Yeah.
Yeah, if I think about it, when I look back, it was more than miracle because at that time he was making only he brought home only £1,400. So when I look back, we were the poor, right? But I had such big desire and passion and such faith that I can be a blessing outside. And I don't know how I funded all the trips even, right? That alone is a miracle. However, I realized that I need a system that generates certain amount of money so that I can use certain percentage and go back to those places to build a water pump, kindergarten, and schools and so on, right? So that was my reason why,
Wow.
I
That
decided to become a
is
business
so
owner.
inspiring, both
Yeah,
of you. Like, I can't even imagine because we all feel that in this. I think people in the coaching business, we become coaches because we want to help, because we want
yeah,
to change something. But to
yes.
actually sell your jewelry and go to help people, that is absolutely
You gave away your
amazing.
whole inheritances, right? Haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
$500,000 was
It was
invested. We were so free and so naive, right?
Mhm.
So money was just something that just falls down when we pray. We were free, and yeah,
But what we realized though, when we saw all that poverty, that first of all, poverty kills. It really does, right?
yeah,
Here in this country, we have a social system. We can go and get some benefits, and we have food on the table at least to survive.
mm,
But over there, if you don't have any money or a job or so, and you cannot pay for food, you just simply will die by poverty. And that's that kind of stark reality. By seeing it face to face on the streets, seeing the poverty there, it kind of gave us that revelation or aha moment saying that, okay, the only way that people are going to get out of this is through business, right? An economy
and education.
Totally.
and education, which is why in that desire, kind of brought forth that desire to do business and more business and to teach others how to do business because that's the only way to get out of poverty.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is so amazing. And that is something that have made me speechless at this point, because I really don't have any words, because I'm still just taking it all in about somebody who could go ahead and do that. I had
Mhm.
known that, Rachel at least had been to India.
Mm.
I've seen a couple of pictures of yours in social
Yeah.
media as well.
Mm.
So
Yes,
I
I met
was
so many
still, I was
beautiful.
not prepared for this conversation, guys. Seriously.
But I met so many beautiful people, beautiful in heart, beautiful in their souls. Those
Mhm.
eyes, I still remember, right? They might have
Mhm.
been so poor. They had nothing, but yet they were willing to, give away all that they had. Right? I still remember when I went to Pakistan, very small village. They were so poor, but they prepared cake, right? So whole family sleeps in a room. They don't even have beds,
Mhm.
but they bought those cakes, right? And they would maybe it's similar to India, right? So
Mhm.
so
Yeah,
they would
very, very.
feed you someday.
Yeah.
And I still remember I brought something to eat. Yeah. Oh no. Then I wanted to share the cake with neighbors, right? And those kids would come, yeah.
Mhm.
On outside, they don't have even shoes. They're so dirty. But once they grab it, they give it to their you know
Mhm.
family first. And look at that. I'm thinking, this is so beautiful,
Yes.
right?
When
Absolutely.
we saw those kids as well, and the village, they were happy for
They look
the little
happier.
that they had, right? And it was
Mhm.
surprising because they were smiling and they were really joyful for cake. We have loads of cakes here. Are we as joyful as them? Their happy level is a lot higher,
Yeah,
right? And we
yeah,
realized, materialism or materials is, it helps and benefits, but when you see the joy that they have there, it kind of puts us to shame in a way. It's like we have so much
yeah,
plenty,
yeah,
we have an abundance here, and we don't appreciate it. And all we do is point the finger at the government, the cars, and
yeah,
or parking, and all these other negative things that we might experience,
yeah. That's so
rather than
true.
appreciating the positive things that we have.
Yeah, in Africa as well, those villages, whole village does not have running water, and I visited a primary school where kids drink from dirty pond. Yeah, 500 kids drink from dirty ponds, but you look into their eyes, how they are smiling. It is like precious. So I think we thought we were giving out, but actually we received a lot more than giving out. It was such beautiful time.
Yeah, we learned a lot
So
out there on all the fields. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's amazing. That's an amazing learning. And it reminds me something of my own experiences as well. I mean,
yeah,
when I was in
yeah.
India, I was living in Pune and I was working with one of the giants basically at that time. And we
Mm,
used to have this CSR activities where we would
mm,
go to like remote villages, very remote villages,
mm,
and we
mm,
would, do something for them.
mm.
But
Wow.
I was also not prepared for,
Mm, mm,
for the stark reality, because
mm.
living in cities, and we
Yeah.
never even realize that the
Yes.
kind of
Yeah.
reality that they live in.
Even within India, they don't really know, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. How
Exactly.
did you feel when you did that?
I felt like, is this real? Is my world real?
Yeah,
It was a wake up call for us,
yeah.
that, and the kids, like you
Mm,
rightly said, we
mm,
were at that point, we were painting the village architecture, like the schools and everything.
mm.
So we were painting it for them, and the kids would just run to us and they would like be so
Yeah.
happy.
Happy kids.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
There we go.
exactly, we could
Yeah.
not even understand that kind of
We
happiness.
don't. Yeah, and then poor people, they share everything with each other, don't they? I still remember. I would never forget. And
Hmm.
I've always usually I would get rice with pickled mango. They make
Hmm.
out of the,
Hmm.
the green mango, don't they? It's so
Hmm.
tasty. You cannot buy it in Bigfoot. And we'll
I
sit
need
down on the
that.
floor and eat. I still remember there was this big mama, and she gave me food. India, you gave a lot, isn't it? The more you love, the more give.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I had rice and pickled mango. I was enjoying it, and this lady tried to give me more, right? So I said, "Oh no, it's okay." And then she looked at me like that, and then she put one more, right? I felt her
Hmm.
love. I felt her love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We love
Yeah.
to feed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's similar to Korea, actually. Asian
Mhm.
culture.
Absolutely. So, bringing us back to a little bit more about us and our work.
Yeah.
At this point, what does success mean to you? And how did it change? Because I can see that there
Mm.
is a huge shift, right? So,
Mm.
what did it mean to you earlier in life, and now what does it mean to you?
Oh, for me, okay, me first. I think in a way, when you're younger, you're kind of exposed to all the elements of the world, and you, in a way, one hand, you're programmed to think what success is, and I fell into that. Success is big house, big car, big this, anything that's big. Okay,
Mhm.
big holidays, big dreams, and you kind of pursue after that. Yeah, and that's good for initially when you're younger because you need to build up skills, etc., and start on your career path as such. But as I get older, I realized that, well, if you have all this material wealth, what is it at the end of the day? Yeah. And it changed because I think about people. Going back to my core being of helping people is about making an impact. Yeah. So that at the end of my life, as it were, then how many people have I touched? How many people's lives have been changed? How many children and families have been touched? And that means I made a contribution to the world. Right? Rather than taking from the world, like some people live just to take. But no, the way we should be operating is that we give and give, because there is abundance. There's abundance of food, so no one needs to starve. There's abundance of finances that no one needs to be poor. And that's the truth. So there is abundance out there, and we need to switch that mind over to that abundance mindset. And so my perspective of life has changed from younger to where I am now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about you?
For me,
Wonderful.
definition of success is quite broad and is always changing. But I was totally agree to what he says. And plus, for me, it's today is 1% better than yesterday. So my tomorrow, I just become 1% better. So I want to, it's a process of becoming a better person, better version of myself. So if you improve yourself 1% day by day, after 100 days, I'll have improved 100%, right? So, that is a definition of success. Easy.
What about you, Swati?
What
Yeah.
about-
Yeah.
Oh, my definition of success has changed drastically.
Yeah, it all
I
changed.
was
right?
absolutely, and I totally agree with both of you. Like
Mm.
earlier, we
Mm.
have been given a blueprint. Take. You get this, you earn this much,
Great. Yeah.
get married.
Job. Yeah.
Maybe.
Get married. Yeah.
We chose not to. So there was a point when I was like, no, how am I making a real difference? Because I was working with big giants. I was working with Credit Suisse as a
Oh, yeah.
performance management
Oh.
lead. I was working with
Oh.
startups. I've worked with multiple startups for, years as a HR. And this is not my calling. And I had studied psychology earlier.
Mm.
And I was like, I need to get back into my field, into
Mm.
how I can help people. So I am totally, I can totally
Yeah.
understand what you are, your vision is, because
Yeah.
it's very similar. I'm like, I want to help people. I want to make a difference. And
Yes.
that is amazing.
Yeah.
And
I
you
used
are
to
doing an
think like-
amazing job, guys. I
Yes,
love that.
I used to think like before I started business 6 years ago, obviously we were completely broke, really broke. And I was thinking, okay, I'm going to do business. If I make my first 10,000, I'll be so happy. And I imagined the numbers in my business account. And it happened. And then I thought, okay, now I go for 50K. Yeah. If I make 50, this. If I make 100K, and then if I make first million, I would be so happy, and I'll feel successful. But no, I realized that, well, this is a game. This is illusion.
Mhm.
We can, 1 mil, 5 mil, 10 mil. That is not what would make us feel successful or happy. So I figured that out.
Yeah. And to be honest, it's about the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a target. That's great. You aim for it because at least you know where you are from where you have been before, so you can measure your progress, and that's all good. But at the end of the day, are you enjoying your life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Or we're always saying, my happiness is tomorrow. When I get this, I'll be happy. When I get that. To be honest, my mom used to say this, yeah, because especially when we were kids, said, when you're in primary school, and once you go into secondary
Yeah.
school, I'll be happy then.
Yeah.
Then we go to secondary school, goes, no, when you go finish your GCSE, then I'll be happy. And then we do GCSE, goes, no, it's A levels, then I'll be happy. It's like, when you go to ed, when you go to university, then I'll be happy. It's
Then
like,
get a good job.
yeah, exactly. So then when you have children, then I'll be happy. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
So all of your life,
yeah.
you're never going to be happy.
Then
Is that it?
if you find a good spouse, I'll be happy. Oh, if you have a son, if I have my grandchild, I'll be happy. All happen. I guess what it goes around. If David, our son, go to uni, I'll be happy. And then it goes around. Oh, wow.
You're going to be happy where you are now. Yeah. And how do you be happy? Like you know as well, we just need to appreciate the things that we had now.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
how we have to be happy. We appreciate our time with a family, with one another, because ultimately it's connection with individuals. That's what really going to make us happy.
Yeah.
There's not connection to material things, because material things will corrupt, they decay, and it's gone. But people are the most precious, isn't it?
Yeah. So for 3.5 years, we were running 6 businesses and working 7 days a week, reckless, or I was working like a crazy bitch.
I didn't say it.
But I thought, okay, no, I'm not going to be doing that. It's stupid,
It's hard work and you don't enjoy it.
Is
So
that
what's the
stupid?
point? Yeah.
Initially, it takes
Yeah.
time. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I am totally, on board with this, because initially it takes time, until you reach a point, it will always be like, oh, I have to do something more, something more, something more. And totally. So very related to this, have you outgrown a version of yourself? What
Oh,
triggered
yeah,
it?
definitely. Many times, yes. Yes. For example, when I was missionary, and I would look at business women, and I was thinking, wow, those women look sharp, wearing suit, and they own their own businesses, and I was thinking, wow, look at them. I'll never be able to be like them, right? So, but then I am doing it, right? That is just one example, but I think you develop yourself, you push and try out and learn new things, and you become a new version of yourself, right? How about you?
Same here. I think as we grow, we should, you're either growing or dying. Yeah, you're either growing in your knowledge, or your knowledge is diminishing in terms of what it's can't become old knowledge. And we always have to be on the forefront of learning, and life lessons will teach you, right, as well. And for me, it's like it morphs into a deeper appreciation of what we have now, enjoying that journey. And that actually gives you more power so that you can perform better. Funny enough, isn't it? Yeah. So there's a positive cycle in that. And so that when you look back a year, you see, I've changed. I don't know what has changed, but these little small things every month, every week that changed. But when you look back 1 year, it becomes a huge change. Like you said, Rachel, yeah, just that 1% change. I'm looking for that one thing to change a day. That's all, one small thing,
Yeah.
and it becomes a big a mountain of change when you look back a year. And the most important thing is to making that one step change.
So how would you know that you have changed? You have to look what kind of clients you are attracting. So the clients we are attracting now are obviously more and more high-ticket clients. And it's so amazing, because when you change, your energy shifts, your atmosphere shifts, and you start attracting different type of people. Then you have outgrown. And the old relationships, old clients do not fit into our business model anymore. How about you, Swati? I'm sure you came from India, a different world, big world here. You feel like you
Very
have outgrown
different,
as
very
well, right?
different.
Tell me about it.
That has been a journey, no doubt. So I was, I am born in central India, relatively smaller place, and from there I moved to a city in India by the age of 17. And
Oh,
from
they all have
there,
this.
yeah, so I lived in Pune most of my life. I lived in various different cities: Pune, Mumbai, Calcutta, Bangalore, various different cities. And worked with a variety of organizations, from HR to marketing to everything under the sun.
Wow.
But HR has been the maximum bracket. And from there, moving to UK and then starting something of my own was a different experience altogether.
Wow. Yeah,
And
now
I'm
you're
still
a
learning.
leader, right? You're
I think I will continue to learn forever, but this is still a journey for me.
But well done. You
Oh,
made
thank
such
you.
big shifts. And you did it many times. It's amazing.
Yeah, that is the thing, when we have the courage to take that next jump,
Yeah.
it's all about that. And like you rightly said, our energy shifts. Our energy shifts, everything else around us shifts.
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
So looking back, what experience shaped you, more than you realized at the time? Maybe something work related. How was the whole work journey shaped you?
Yeah, so
Yeah, to be honest, it was starting the accountancy business. Yeah, we wanted to do this, and you delay, and then 2-3 years later, now it's moved, right? Because obviously delayed and procrastinate, but something we want to do. And why do we procrastinate? What did I procrastinate? Is because of fear, really. Can I do it? Am I good enough? Yeah. I've had a lot of experience in accounting with PwC, Ernst & Young, Deloitte, the big companies, but yet I still feel, can I do it on my own? Can I go for
I've
it? Right?
suffered with it
And
so
actually,
much.
my coach,
so I can, yeah.
my wife just says, you can do it. And we'll have this like imposter syndrome. We all talk about it. And imposter syndrome is basically saying that you're leaving your comfort zone, right? And you're doing something that's uncomfortable, but again, you're following your passion. And that passion is bigger than the fear. So we made that jump. And we were scared. And we even had, speaking to the bank manager, Nigel, and we had a coffee with him, and we were so nervous. I was like, is it going to work? Is it going to work? Almost like we're begging him to make it work, of some approval of some sort, yeah? But he's seen so many cases of accountants doing well. He said, yeah, it's fine. And we were so nervous. And it's like you have to outgrow yourself. You have to change yourself to move into the next level. And it's letting go. It's hard to let go because you're so comfortable in our surroundings. Doing something new is always a challenge. And, I'm glad I made that step because now kind of living our dream and building up from there because it starts from that one step.
That is so long ago. I still remember when we were meeting the bank manager. We had to get a loan for this business. Obviously, we had no money at all. We were so nervous. And I'll tell you how we started. I went to NatWest and got a bank book. I started
Nationwide, yeah.
nationwide, purposely bank book so that it will be uncomfortable to take our money. But literally, whatever comes in my way, we bought our food only at Aldi. No coffee outside, no going out, nothing. So £10, £20, whatever money I can get my hands on, I started saving. I believed and prayed and declaration, all that. So within 1.5 years we had our 50K. So then with that we went to bank and it was quite how can I say, if I look back, what shaped me is actually all the painful moments, all the pain I went through, all the disappointment, all the failure, and I think pain
that teaches us so much, isn't it?
Yeah, all that pain. Yeah, I think pain teaches us, pain motivates us, and pain directs us to the right place, I think.
Yeah. So sometimes we do look at pain as a negative thing, but when you look back, we are not the person that we are today unless we had that pain in the past. We had that trauma, we had that thing. And that made us different and made us unique. And it made us stronger in the end.
I would never go back and change anything of my past, even if I had a very painful past, because of the person I became today. Absolutely, I'm with you on that.
Yes, amazing. Yes, I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
So a lot of business owners are struggling with this pain right now, and they are going through this journey right now. So do you have any advice for them?
Well, yes, I'm aware that so many small businesses shut down, and because of inflation, everything is more expensive. Stock costs rising. Everybody is struggling. Nobody is happy right now. However, no matter how painful, there is always a way, right? So we need to stay strong, number one. Number two, we have to really know our numbers. So what is really painful is what we don't know clearly. Yeah, not the fear of not known. That really torments us. But however, no matter how painful it is, if you start looking at your numbers, right, and there is solution too. There's always something we can do about it, right? So no matter the size of the business, there are ways where you can maximize your profit. There are ways you can tweak around. Yeah, there are ways you can still thrive. That's what I want to say. How
Yeah.
about you?
Absolutely.
That's true, because we have clients that sometimes when they come into the office, they ask for, how's your compliance? What do I need to do? Tax returns, all that standard things that we need to talk about. And then they start crying because they find it so
Yeah.
painful, and they feel like HMRC bullied them.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's why we came up with our coaching business, because we realized they need more than just the numbers. Numbers will only solve one aspect, the business aspect, but they are underdeveloped in terms of the personal side.
Mm.
Okay. And they need to skill up. And how are they going to skill up? Because nobody teaches it, nobody helps them. We in terms of Rachel, myself, you, Swati, yeah, we've made that jump. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
actually help them pull them up into a better position. And sometimes it's just a mindset.
Yeah,
It's what
it
how
is.
they feel about themselves.
Yeah.
And when they can change that energy and the perspective of themselves,
Yeah.
they will do better. And then they can look at the numbers without fear. Because sometimes they fear because they're thinking, I'm not good enough, not good enough. And they look at numbers and that kind of confirms that they're not good enough. I'm thinking that's the wrong way to look at it. Yeah. When you
More often than
start in the
not.
business, of course there's a challenge there, but that's not who they are, right? That's where you start. It's not, it's where you finish, right? And that we have to change that mentality. And
Yeah.
Rachel's been very good at helping these business owners to transform their mind.
Yeah. So your business will only grow to the degree of how you grow, isn't it? Right.
I
So
believe you have something to say about that, isn't it, Rachel?
oh yeah, I mindset, right. So many people ask me, Rachel, how did you make the shift? How did you've been well, many people whom I know, they were watching me and say, how did you make the shift? How on earth did you make that? So I said, yeah, through the shifting of my mind. How did I do that? I read loads of books and got myself educated, went to courses and stuff. So I thought, okay, because you guys ask me so many times, I'm gonna write a diary, success mindset diary, to rewire your brain.
Awesome.
And you have daily topic, you have reflection points and so on. This is just really simple steps to really easy done for you thing where you just work on this 15 minutes a day and repeat it and watch how your mind shifts, right? So I thought, rather than preach to people, yeah, this is what you're gonna do, that's what I'm gonna do, well, why don't I give them really practical step by step guide?
Do you have any anecdote from it?
What do you
Any
mean?
thought about how to change my mindset, or anyone, one simple step,
One simple thing,
one
yeah.
thing.
Well, for example, what you focus on, you give energy to. So there is something about declutter, yeah. And for example,
That's my
I have
favorite.
ADHD, right? So I always multitask. I have many things around me. I struggle to find things, but I feel really vulnerable now. So then I realized that decluttering is so important, because even if it's object, let alone people around you, but certain objects, certain things drain your mind, drain your energy, so that you then your energy leaks, your focus leaks, right? And it makes everything harder. So there is for example, section about decluttering. Yeah, decluttering your mind. So there's one example. For example, on my desk, there was a champagne bottle. Yeah, the bottle was there for over 1 year, right? So each time I try to focus on my work, I look at the champagne bottle and then I think about the person who bought it. And then I think about the occasion on the day, what happened, how I felt. Yeah. And the fact that I was going to drink it for big celebration, but I couldn't figure out for what celebration, when should I drink it? Well, do I need to keep it cold? You can see just one object on the desk, how many thoughts? And then I'm thinking, how much is that nowadays?
Distraction.
Yeah. And then, should I try
Absolutely.
different brand than that? How does it really taste? Things like that. Can you see how many thoughts go out there? Then the minute I look at it and think about all those things, as you're aware, humans, they have like up to 90K different thoughts, right? So I have to streamline that, right? So I cannot afford having all these things all around me. Yeah.
And not just that, I feel decluttering helps with the energy and with everything else. Like,
Yes.
if I can see a mess right in front of me, and I'm like, everything, my whole energy level, everything goes down because that becomes my reality.
Yes,
The
of
moment
course.
everything is cleaned up, oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. So, okay, people normally don't think that that has to do with energy, right?
Mhm.
So that is just one thing. How it's a simple thing, but very important thing. Yeah.
Yes, it's so true though. What you think about expands,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
And I can see why how the advertisers nowadays are so bombarding us with so much advertising. And I
Mhm.
think we have to declutter out, or shall I say, the noise that we hear.
Mm.
Okay. If we're going to be successful in life, or
Mhm.
successful dad, or husband, or successful in business, whatever success direction you want to go in, you have to
Mhm.
drown out that noise. Yeah, there's too much
Mhm.
noise in the world. Yeah, we have this doom scrolling, we have all of the advertising, and to focus on what you want, then that will expand. So if you start to visualize, that's the book talks about that, start to visualizing your dreams, start to
Mhm.
focus on your next step, your business adventure, how you're going to improve yourself and change yourself and get a better life and be happy along the way. When you focus on that instead of looking at Amazon, Samsung and all that, all those products, yeah, and get distracted, then your quality of life gets better. You become more successful. You become more
Mhm.
focused because where
Mhm.
your focus is, then your ability and performance will increase as well naturally.
Yeah. So it all coming out of my own experience. For
Mhm.
example, there is section said celebrate every small wins.
Yes, I like
Oh,
that one.
yes,
Yeah.
That
I love
I
that.
needed
Yeah.
so much. Why? Because I always, put myself down. I always tend to think I'm not good enough. I don't know where it comes from, but I constantly think no matter what I have achieved, I always have the tendency to think you're not good enough, try harder.
We
Okay.
judge ourselves way too
Yeah,
harshly,
you just
isn't
like
it?
that to this to all to that stuff. To break that, you know, I had this awareness, so purposely started celebrating every small win. So yeah, I tidied up or things like what else?
Yeah.
Yeah, I took care of my plant today. What else?
Yeah.
Wow, we exceeded our financial target
Yeah.
for this week.
Yeah.
Things like
That
that.
is definitely not small, Rachel.
Yeah. And
But yes, big and small.
and for parents, when you do the school run, I did the school run,
Oh,
because I know how it is with the traffic and all the parents and all that, and it's like frustrating. But we'll celebrate, change the energy, yeah, change the flow. So
Mhm.
yeah, we celebrate. We've done the school run today. Yeah.
I'm sure, Smarty, you have this kind of uh, experience as well because we as women in Asian culture,
Mhm.
we tend to, we tend to lift up other people.
Mhm.
Have you had this kind of experience where you
Oh,
felt like no matter actually all the other people admire you, but you look into the mirror and you feel like I'm not good enough?
oh, once a week.
What's yeah, yeah,
But
we can change it.
honestly, I feel, at every stage of our life, we
Yeah.
have been taught to, to give, to give, to give. And
Mm,
we keep thinking that, maybe there is something wrong with me. And as I
mm,
work with more and more people, I see, I
mm,
talk to more and more people,
mm,
and I realize it's not just me.
mm.
Each one of us is thinking, oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
there's something wrong with me. And
Yeah,
if
yeah,
that were true,
yeah,
everybody in this world would
yeah,
be, there's something wrong with me.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But no,
yeah.
I feel this is an amazing thought. And one more thought that really crossed my mind
Mm,
was when I was very young, I used
mm.
to always think that I'm the victim. And I mean, if I'm
Yeah,
going out and it's raining, and I would feel that, oh, I'm the victim. Why is this?
yeah.
This is only happening to me, as if the rain
Mm,
was just happening for
mm,
me.
mm.
But
Yeah.
that thought process changed in my college. After my college days, I struggled with depression and came out of it, and that was a huge journey which helped
Mm,
me to come out of depression, was realizing that I am
yeah,
not the victim. I definitely never was. I definitely won't ever be. But
yeah.
that realization time.
Hmm. I can totally agree with you. And I have had that too. Victim mentality. It is really mentality and issue of mindset, I believe. Because for example, I volunteer to do things for people,
Mhm.
and while I was doing it, I had so much joy. And sometimes turn around and you get so tired and you think you have to get victim thing going on in your mind.
Mhm.
So then I have to tell myself, hey, relax. You volunteered. you had a lot of joy, right? Why do you play the victim, right? So yeah,
Then we have to keep
absolutely.
reminding ourselves
Yeah,
every day, I think, that,
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
exactly.
So do you think, yeah, you ladies, yeah, because you're in business, yeah, that you actually have to overcome maybe some more hurdles than the guys do? Because sometimes the guys are, oh, I've got a task to do, let's get on with it, yeah,
Mm,
and they kind of blanket their feelings and all, which is not good because they're just burying in it,
mm,
yeah, and the problem's going to blow up one day, yeah, but they just don't know that at the moment. Do you think, but on a daily basis, maybe actually women are better because they kind of release that energy
mm.
out so that they don't have to get stuck in that position? What do you think?
Well,
Everybody deals with it differently, though. Please,
yeah.
Rachel,
How do you deal with it? Swati, tell me.
I used to bottle it up so much at one point, and now I'm like finding different outlets,
Mm,
different
mm,
ways to let it go. And not just always a toxic way, because sometimes in the past I know that I had let it out in a way which was not really good for me nor for people around me. But now I know how to deal with that pain, even that, things that we don't want to deal with. And sometimes, yes, things will happen. Sometimes we will be in a position which is beyond our control. Losing my mother 3 years ago was one of them.
Yeah.
And I could not deal with it at that point. It was just too much.
Mm,
So I boxed the whole thing up, kept
uh,
it aside.
mm,
But that is the thing.
yeah,
Most guys never go back and, open that box and see
mm,
what's inside.
mm,
But sometimes we just have to deliberately go open that box,
mm,
deal with whatever
yeah,
you can at that point. And again, if it's becoming too overwhelming, shut it down. It's okay. It's
mm,
there for a reason
yeah,
until you are ready to deal with the whole thing, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. It's
That is
funny.
my way.
Yes, I absolutely agree. For me, also exactly the same. I go back, I go back, deal with it, and live my life, and then have to go back again and pick up some particles that were not dealt with, and it is this journey. I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think that the guys have got something to learn from that, to be honest.
I think if I would have to say anything, well, in business world, I don't even feel like, I don't even think about whether I'm female or male. Really, honestly,
Exactly.
just getting on with it. But when I go back home, yes, I pressurize myself by, for example, waking up. First thing is making breakfast, fresh breakfast. And I even bake my sourdough, bake my own bread, right?
Which
So
is tasty, very
when I
tasty.
make tikka masala, for example, for my son, I make flatbread myself, okay, with the dough. And things like that. So nobody told me to do. And as soon as we go back home after a while, I try to cook every single day something fresh and healthy. And I actually, it's me putting myself under pressure. And I'm tired when after work, but this caring part, caring part. Oh, I'm the mom, I'm the wife. We in Asian culture, we look after our family first, right? So this kind of thing, I love, you know, taking care of them. But at times it can be a pressure because when house is messy, there is something to clean up, and then I feel like, oh yeah, I'm not, again, I'm not good enough, as a wife, a mom,
That's
or like. So I have to, just deal with it, knowing that I cannot be perfect. Perfect. Don't expect, to be perfect mom, perfect this, perfect that. There isn't.
I strongly have very strong feelings about this, Rachel, honestly, because I have, I've struggled with that as well at some point, and now I'm like, this is what I can do.
Mm.
Beyond this, I cannot do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
You have to draw
don't
the
have
line.
any expectations. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
And it's
Yeah.
so important, isn't it? I mean, as women, especially in Asia, somewhere, we have been brought up with the thought that we are super women. We can do everything, and and we are supposed to, apparently. But I have come to realize that for my own sanity, I will do what I can. I will give my 100% to it.
Yeah.
But I will draw my line, I will set my boundaries, and I will convey that, communicate it properly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's so important, especially
It
in
is.
in a marriage.
Yeah. It is. It is.
Yeah, I find that finding a bit of time to re-energize is so important. whether you're single or married. Yeah,
Mhm.
to create that time, because when you are filled with positive energy, positive thoughts, then it kind of overflows. But if you're always kind of like depleted because you work long hours, I know we've been there, yeah. Work 5 days a week, 6 days, 7 days a week. Yeah, we've all been there, been there.
Mhm.
Your temper is higher, your stress level is higher, everything is on the edge, and it's finding a way to kind of decompress all of that and set that time, almost like schedule it, make it a routine, because we do pick up a lot of stress throughout the day. It's just a fact of life, and it's finding a way to trying to dial that down so that we can have a meaningful relationship, meaningful talk with the
That is so
children as well.
important.
So the
Yeah.
children don't sound as loud as they are. I know that. I've been there. We're parents. We've been there, and then you can actually care for them and love for them the way you want to. Yeah, because what I found out sometimes in stress, because I used to work in London, of course, I come back like a zombie. I don't know,
Yeah,
long hours,
you are.
and it doesn't matter what my wife says, it just wouldn't go through
Yes,
because I just
hello,
couldn't switch off.
hello. Yeah.
And it was painful season, but I learned something from that, right? Of how to deal with it, like you said as well, how you can tone that down and switch that off, and then we have to find a mechanism, a hobby, or
Exactly.
or
Exactly.
something that
And
can help us do that.
that is the base of my coaching, in fact, because I'm a
Yeah.
relationship coach.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I insist my couples do is a
Yeah.
31-day blueprint is
Yeah.
every day 1 hour I give them an exercise on what to do, and
Yeah.
1 hour they need to reconnect, just the two of them, not the
Mm.
kids, not any in-laws or anybody around, just the two of them. And it might be as simple as just having dinner together or keeping the
Yeah.
phones aside and just dancing in the kitchen. That's
Yeah.
it.
Just looking at each other's eyes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Sometimes we forget that, don't we?
In fact,
That
you say, Rachel, yeah, at least have 10 minutes just to look, yeah, not talk about work, talk about this, Yeah.
Oh,
I thought
that's
you are
amazing.
the other person who keeps on going with business ideas.
I know, I can't help it, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we also
once a
like,
businessman, I'm sure the
yeah,
mind does not switch off. At 2 o'clock in the night, sometimes I'm like writing things down, and my
yeah.
husband is like, "Can't you just go to sleep?" And I'm like, "Just after writing this down, just a moment." I can totally relate to that.
It's a good thing that we do things together, double power, right? We have certain synergy. That is also a downside because we never stop. Oh yeah, and then you start talking about something, about family issue, and then before you know, we're talking about business again. That's also,
Absolutely.
Yeah, again, setting boundaries will help.
No, absolutely. And do you have like a lot of people in your company right now? How are you managing that?
we have both of us and 4.5 staff. We are hiring more. We will be needing 2 more. Yeah. So coaching business just for us. Both of us, and accounting business is like
It's growing, yeah.
That's
4.5
great.
right now. Yeah.
Great. So, before we end, I would really, want to ask you about your book one more time, about where we can find it. Is it on Amazon? Where can we buy it from?
Where can they buy from?
Yeah, the best thing is to go to our website. Yeah, our website. Yeah, so that's successelevationcoaching.com, and on there you'll be able to log in, put your details in, and we'll get that process for you and send it out to you. Or there's the email address as well. That you can send to us, make that request.
I
We're
will
more than happy
put
to
that
help.
all down in the
Thank you.
captions.
Oh, just finding me on Instagram,
Mhm.
Rachel.s.w, and just message me. Yeah.
So, thank you so much for taking this time out today, both of you. I know you are very busy, and thank you for having this wonderful, wonderful conversation. It really stopped me on my track especially when you were talking about selling things off and going to do your calling. And that was like, wow, that is something that I was definitely not expecting, and I had absolutely no words for, really.
Thank you, Swati, for invitation. We appreciate you, appreciate what you do. And we are really honored to have been your guest today. Thank you so much.
Thank
you. Yeah.